Today we're diving into some of the main things we see most commonly build the best defensibility in brands. So have listed here 4 core ideas that can generally help. Not necessarily in any order. In fact, number 4 might be the strongest, and we'll get back to that in a little bit here. But firstly, high lifetime value. So when you think about durability in a business, one thing to keep in mind is that generally speaking, the more predictable revenue is, the more durable it is. And most commonly, when you're thinking about acquiring new customers, those are the types of orders or the revenue that represents the greatest risk. Because oftentimes the mechanisms or the way in which you go and acquire those orders are going to be more volatile in nature. For e-commerce companies, traditionally, this is heavily going to be influenced by paid acquisition, which, as we all know, has trends up and down, and also has platform risk. Things can change, competitors can come in. It's a market dynamic. So when you are a high lifetime value business, one of the best kind of benefits of that is a sizable chunk of your revenue is often going to be from return customers, and the behavior of return customers generally can be very, very forecastable and predictable. So any business that can sit in a category that lends itself to high LTV will generally be more durable. However, if you're not a high LTV brand, or if you're already a high lifetime value brand and you're trying to build in even further durability into your business, the other way is via offer and distribution. So I'm putting these two into one just to kind of think about, options as a next step if you're concerned about durability. But really what this means is your offer is what you sell and your distribution is where you sell it. Now, from an offer standpoint, if I have whether I have high LTV or low LTV, if I have something that works and I'm concerned about it working for the next X amount of time into the future, maybe I'm confident in my offer for the next 6 to 12 months, but I understand how these dynamics work and I'm concerned about building a business that can last for many years. Well, you could just come up with more offers, meaning selling more products. And oftentimes kind of building a set of products over time, targeting a specific type of customer is how you build that durability. Because even if you have one product or offer that starts to slow down in terms of effectiveness, you might have second or third products in the pipeline that can allow you to have another acquisition funnel that can kind of serve as that thing that gives you more durability because you're diversified. The same can be said for distribution. And oftentimes we at Aplo kind of live in the realm of Ecom primarily. However, for certain categories, it just makes sense to get into physical retail. Maybe it's because that's where people naturally buy, or maybe it's because effectively when you have these big bulk wholesale buyers, what can occur is they effectively become your high lifetime value because they worry about distribution. Third is IP, so something that is fundamentally unique to you. Maybe you have a patent on something that is unique that makes it very, very, very difficult to copy or make something similar to you. When that can occur, or when you have that, you are in a position where maybe you don't need point 2 as much because you can rely on one core offer to be more durable. Now, I don't think it's bulletproof, meaning that you could still see your acquisition costs go up over time, even if you are not seen as many direct competitors. Reason being is that you're not only competing with your competitors on ads, you're also competing with other people trying to reach your target customer, selling something completely different. It may not even be a physical product. So while IP is great and it can help with defensibility, in an ideal world, it's paired with one of the above. And then the last and the hardest to quantify is certainly brand. So the difficult thing with brand is that, yes, it's hard to quantify, but generally speaking, oftentimes brands get built over long periods of time. And that's just why staying in the game for a long time will naturally help you build one. And if you have these 3 or some of these 3 above, the genetic makeup of your brand is more likely to allow you to have the chance to build brand. But when I think about brand and think about what is brand and what are the businesses I've seen in the e-com space that have the best brand, oftentimes are the ones that think the most about the customer experience, have the most organic return customer revenue without email and SMS because people really love the product, and spend the most time thinking about how do they actually foster a sense of community, whether that be online or also in person. Or lastly, when it comes to building a brand is just new product expansion. Like if you want to build a fan base of customers who love you, it's really difficult to do that even if you wow them, if you just wow them once. You want to build an ecosystem of product that actually lends them to want to continuously purchase from you, rave about you, talk about you to your friends. One other way I think about brand is like, what is your viral coefficient? Like how many people who have bought from you refer? If that number is high, if you're in the tens of percents, which is really rare and really hard, that could be an indicator that you're going in the right direction. But again, oftentimes this comes with product first. So these are some things to think about when trying to build a high revenue durability business. We preach this a lot. At the end of the day, it's great to grow fast, but I would rather grow for 10 years at 50% a year than 2 years at 100% a year. Because at the end of the day, when it comes to compounding, you actually want to make sure that you have a thing that not only can compound in the short term, but can compound in the long term. And one of the dangerous things about ecom is because we get data on everything, so much data to decide what to do with. What can sometimes occur is you focus too much on the nitty-gritty daily details and you forget to zoom out and think about durability as a core objective. So these are some 4 ideas. I hope some of them can be implemented in your business, and thank you so much.